Hey guys, this is Kami Ken, and thank you for joining me on tonight's latest live. I am just about set up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on lettering saintly, and we'll just go from there. I hope you guys are doing all right tonight. I'm just actually chilling. Like I'm not actually like dead tired for once. I'm like, okay, well, this is manageable. I can like survive this. Like I feel like good. I can like work out and stuff. And that's because mainly the last few days, I've just been working on comics alone. Like I haven't gone into work since I think the last day of work I had was Tuesday. So I know it's not been much, but it's like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything else right now. So, um, I mean, I'm not doing any like work. Like I'm not doing any labor jobs right now. So, uh, what I'm working on is something I'm getting paid for, which is I'm doing coloring for another project for one of my buddies in comics, and I don't think I can really say anything about it right now. But I haven't signed an NDA, so I can say as much as I want. But realistically, I'm not gonna, spoil it or anything. But I'm doing basically ghost work. Like I'm ghost coloring for a project right now. So yeah, it's a little bit behind, but I don't mind because I'm doing this instead of going into work. So yeah, I'm getting paid for it, and the payment is coming from a trusted source, so I know that will be taken care of. And yeah, I'm just doing that, making videos, and I was able to get a video out earlier today, and I was just like, all right, I don't have to worry about that tonight. So what I'm going to do tonight is probably get a video out for tomorrow, and not have to worry about that tomorrow. And then I can get to a point where I'm just doing a whole, what do you call it, a whole buffer of videos. Like, what do they call it when you do it all in one day? I don't know. I just do a whole bunch of videos at once, and then I can post those, like schedule those throughout the week. So that would be nice. That would be the most ideal. But I'm starting to see some people come in. Let me say what's up to them. LeMay, what's up? How you doing? I hope that's how you pronounce your name, or maybe that's Imai. I don't know. But hello. Sideburns, what's up? I haven't seen either of you two here, so that's really cool. Sideburn says playlist. I don't have a playlist. This is just whatever music comes in StreamYard. So yeah, that's just what I got playing in the back there. So right now I'm looking for, what is it? It's my cord, what they call the dongle that goes to my computer so that I can plug in my my iPad. Give me 1 second to find where that is. I just found it on the floor right beneath my feet. So here it goes. Let me see. Got another comment. What's up, Nick Stream? How you doing, man? All right, I'm just getting the stream started. We were talking about I'm just working on some color projects, not going into work, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to my goal of working full-time in comics. And that's thanks to a couple of specific advantages that that I have access to right now. Let me go ahead and cancel this. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, like right off the top, just in terms of having like a topic to talk about. So first thing is, one of the things that one of my first like I guess you could say comic mentors taught me was, and his name is Martin Thomas. He works for, or he's the co-host of the Double Toasted podcast. And one day, like my one of my school teachers, like he invited him to judge us for like this business proposal thing assignment that we had in high school. And that was my first meeting with him. I was like 17 years old. And since then we've just known each other, met each other out, and like just had like lunch together a few times. But the thing that he taught me was that if you go into comics, like if you're trying to make comics, you don't want to, like, I broke into comics a long time ago as a colorist. Like I started off being a colorist just on minor little things before even going to like the Kubert school. So that was like my only claim to professional work in the industry, as a colorist. But what he told me was that you don't want to make your way as a colorist. You don't want to start trying to make a living by being a colorist, because if you continue on that path, you're going to be stuck being nothing but a colorist for the rest of your career, and you're not going to be able to break out of that. Because once your livelihood becomes dependent on you coloring the next book or the next book and the next book and the next book, if you stop making money, and you'll have to get a different job, or you'll have to get some type of work to supplement your livelihood if you want to try to do anything but be a colorist for another comic creator. If you have any desire at all to create your own piece of work, like your own comic book, then just start making the comic book and don't become a colorist or an inker or a penciler for somebody else. Just do the thing that you're gonna do, because if you get trapped in that hole of being known as a top tier colorist or a top tier inker, then you'll just be stuck as that thing. And then 20 years will go by, and when you have that idea that you want to work on by yourself that you've had since the beginning, it'll be almost too late. Like you'll try to start it and it'll be like, how did that go again? Like you just won't have the same spirit that you had at the beginning to start your own piece of work. So as soon as you possibly can, just start working on your own thing, and fuck what everybody else is saying. Don't even try to get into the mainstream of advice where it's like, oh, just work for others and do their stuff, and then you'll break in that way. Just try to do your own thing. So let me say what's up to Massive Panda. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming to the show. I'm just about finished setting up, and we're gonna go ahead and share my screen. Present. Share screen. There we go. Entire screen share. Here we go. Okay, y'all can see what I'm doing. Massive, he says, there we go. I have tons of respect for colorists. I despise coloring, and I wish I had the money to hire a colorist because it's so irritating to me. But I'm broke, so I'm a one-man army until I win the lotto. Yeah, dude. Yep. I know exactly what you mean, because I'm coloring my own book right now, and I love the process of coloring just because it's like my specialty. It's one of the things that I trained the hardest when I was learning to draw. And when I have finished drawing and writing a book, when I get to the color stage is like my finishing touch, where I'm just like, yep, this is the last thing I wanted to put, and it looks good because I put my final like color signature on it. So I'm at a point where I know I need a colorist. It would be great to have a colorist, but the last thing I want to do is hand that over to somebody else and let them do the coloring for me. And I don't want everybody to touch my work. I don't want anybody to touch it. But if they're such a specialist in coloring that they can do a better job than what I'm doing, then I would prefer that they take care of that aspect so that let me open up the file. I would prefer that they take care of that aspect so that I don't have to mess around with all that stuff. So yeah, that's the deal with all that. Let's see. And maybe I should work on some Air Writer pages as well, because it's a lot harder for me to letter things. Because I'm always like messing with dialogue and trying to figure out stuff while I'm lettering. So if I know 100% what the letters are going to be on the page, then I won't like mess with it too much. So in some of the pages, I already have like a good idea of what I want the letters to be on. So I'm going to open them up, and then what I'll do is I'll just what am I gonna do? I'll just put the balloon tails on him. That's what I'll do. So here I want to put a sound effect, and I don't know what font this sound effect is gonna have. That's one of the things. Is like, okay, you gotta figure out exactly what font you want the thing to be, and then I'm gonna go over to. Yeah, I use Anime Ace, like the most basic font to use on anything. But that's the thing with freaking comics, dude. Like Anime Ace works so goddamn well with Saintly that I'm just like, yeah, it can't be anything else. It has to be Anime Ace. The thing is, like, with Air Rider, I tried to letter it with Anime Ace, but it just didn't work that well. Like, if I'll go to issue 1 of Air Rider was lettered with let me see if I get a better version. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Air Rider was lettered with Jim Lee font. And at first I used this font called Joe Kubert font, at least to try to honor like my my school. Like try to honor my school. And I did use that in a version of Air Rider 0 where it was like a file, or it was like a little mini comic, and it just never really fully clicked for me, like how. Okay, yeah, this is it. So the font just didn't really feel like it meshed well with the art style, and that's one of the main things that I see like fucking up most people's comics is bad lettering. Like, and it's not even that the letters are horrific, it's just that they don't fit. It doesn't fit the art. And so this was Joe Kubert font on my art style, and it looks just a little bit too rigid for what I'm doing. And it's just a sense that I have. It's like a sense in the back of my mind, like, this just doesn't quite work. It doesn't feel good aesthetically. It doesn't mesh. But then when I switched to Jim Lee font for the main story, for like the actual story, I was just like, oh my god, this fits perfectly. This is beautiful. I love how it reads. It's seamless with the art, and nobody, like, it doesn't throw you off. It's just there. And that's the effect you want to have with reading somebody's lettering, is just that it meshes seamlessly well with the art, and that you don't have to strain your eyes to read. It's not eye bleeding. It just fits with what you're reading, so you don't ever have to freak out. It's the same with like reading Invincible. Like the letters on Invincible work perfectly for Invincible. Well, I'm looking at it, but it'll be hard for you to see anyway. But yeah. So I tried to use Jim Lee font on Saintly, but it just didn't quite fit. But when I use Animate Ace, I was just like, well, this works perfectly, and don't break what if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's how I landed on this specific font for Saintly. Let me go ahead and read some comments. Massive said, yeah, you have a great coloring style that I prefer. You have bright, eye-catching colors, which is refreshing compared to a lot of stuff that I've been seeing for years, particularly in Western comics. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Said, looks like an animation, your coloring style lends itself to that look. Yeah, I'm always shooting for some level of like animation style where things look cool, like things look cartoonish, like cartoonish, animated, lively, that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm always shooting for. So in this case, I want to take this speech balloon and I'm gonna put it up here, and I'll take this one and put it down there, because that's the order of the speech that I want. And I don't want this to be in this panel at all. And what I want to do, there was an easier way to do this back in not Clip Studio, Adobe Illustrate, where you could take the dialogue balloon and just cut it off at the border of the panel, but I don't have that option here. I don't know how I would do that, and I would just have to figure that out. Like if it's a skill that I don't know, then I'm not going to be able to do it on stream, like off the top of my head. I would just have to learn how to do it and then actually just do it. So what I'm going to do in this case is, one thing I want to figure out is how I should do the balloon tails, because sometimes I'll use a straight tail and sometimes I'll use a curved tail. And in Invincible, the tail is usually curved. Usually when it's straight, it's like it doesn't work as well. But it looks like they use mostly curved tails. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same because I like the lettering in Invincible. And I'm going to look at a couple of other examples so that I have like a couple other professional examples so that I have a reference of what I want to try to do. Because if I had it my way, I would do it traditionally, like not full traditional, but I would draw the what do you call it? The outlines of the speech balloons. I would draw them. So it would be like in a manga where they draw all the speech balloon outlines, or even like paste them in. Okay, this one is, they're not drawn, but they're interesting. It's good. Just so that they have a little bit more of a stylistic look, where they're, oh, these ones are super curved. I'm looking at Jupiter's Legacy, so the style of lettering there is like they curve all the balloons and whatnot, and they'll have like really long tails, and I think that fits with the art really well, because a lot of it is very spacey. So let's see, I do want to have like some type of interesting effect with the speech balloons where they're not just I mean, it's already obvious that she's evil, but I think doing a special effect for her speech balloon right now would be a little bit too overkill. So what I'm going to do is just do a normal balloon tail. And basically, if I was working in, what do you call it? Adobe Illustrate, I would have all the balloon tails as a asset that I would just reuse over and over and over again. I wouldn't be drawing every single one. So I would just copy and paste the one I already have. So I'm going to see if I can do that right now and just make one that I can reuse over and over again. What you want to do is like figure out the perfect size and then just use that over and over. So I'm going to go to balloon tail. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm already doing. Okay, there we go. And let's do it. So I'm going to go for a curved tail, which they call spline in Clip Studio. And then at this point, I would hit enter, but doing it in... Damn it. No, I'm going to hit O. Damn. Okay. I don't know how to do the spline in Clip on my iPad. Okay. See, that's looks like a polyline one. I don't want that. Okay. Okay. And then we'll hit damn. Yeah, I just don't know how to make it work. I usually do it on my computer. So I might have to do that in this case. Let's see what happens if I do this. See, it'll just keep going forever. But there's no determined point where I can just make it stop. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right, that's good. So if I just click anywhere else, and I'll just make this separate thing an asset. And I'll probably copy. And paste it somewhere. I'll paste it up here. To a balloon layer. Damn it. Okay. So if I hit O, Massive says, I want to know how to do curved tails in Photoshop. Mine have always been straight, but I prefer the curve. I tried to do them using the lasso tool, but it looked like crap. Yeah, it's hard to do with the lasso tool. I've never done lettering in Photoshop. I always used like Photoshop. I've always used Illustrator. Went back when I was in school and I could afford Illustrator, or what's the other one? Or Clip Studio, which I always used since school because I could count on it. Hmm. What if I hit cut and then I'll go to this layer and hit paste. There we go. Massive says, man, screw Illustrator. That program was the bane of my existence back in the day. Yeah, there's so many. I just don't even know how to. If I try to use Illustrator right now, I completely forgot how it works or what to do to actually make it work. It is I'm always afraid of using it because there's you just do one thing wrong and that's your whole fucking document is cooked and you don't even know why. That's why I don't mess with Illustrator at all. They taught us a little bit how to use it in school, and I was just like, yeah, fuck this thing. I'm good. Okay. Now I wonder if this one is Dragfang says, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Appreciate you coming to the show, man." Amai says, or Emai, maybe says, used to use Corel Draw and Inkscape. Man, I never used those like off-brand. I was gonna say off-brand. I've never used those other ones where, well, back when I couldn't afford anything, like I didn't have any Clip Studio, or back when it was called like Manga Studio. All I could try to use was this one called Paint Tool Sai, which is what people were citing that they use whenever they made like old stuff. Or Krita, which was also free, a free alternative to like Clip Studio and stuff like that. Dragfang says, how many pages is Saintly going to be? So this chapter 1 is going to be let me erase this here. Chapter 1 is going to be 31 pages. So that is what I'm working on now, where I'm just lettering what I have. But the whole book itself is going to be over 200. Like it's going to be over 250. And that's what I'm going to try to work on this year. Like I'm just going to lock in on that and do as much of it as I can this year. Let's see. Take the text tool and I'm going to do this. And I'm going to hit that good old bada boom text. That's good enough for is it not on here? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I don't have that at all. And I don't have any good fonts. All right. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. In fact, I'm gonna put that back so I know that that is there. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna put I'll make sure it's Anime Ace, and then I'm gonna highlight that and go bold. Okay. Dragpang says, yeah, that's pretty crazy. I won't lie. Yeah, 200-page project is one hell of a goal. I don't think it's that big because it's it's a graphic novel. So, uh, I'm just thinking of it as the sooner I can get the work done, the more the faster I can start like actually selling the book. And it just seems like something that people have done before in the past, like made longer projects. So I'm just like, okay, well, I can do the same thing. I'm just gonna try to shoot for the same. But yeah, I can see how it would be like a lot of work, especially like trying to balance it out with day job and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna try freehanding that. I wonder if I can erase. Okay. All right. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna call that one done. And then I'm gonna go ahead. Whoops. Call that one done for now, basically. And basically you want to have like lettering that doesn't draw a lot of attention to itself. So that people are reading the letters almost like an afterthought and then focusing on the story. That way you don't have to like explain a lot or do a lot of see, this is why I want the curve. Wrong one. Massive says, looks great, man. The gradients on that panel with the bad guy pointing the finger are fire. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that page is off now, but yeah, I appreciate it. That one was an idea from one of my mastermind group people, Ben Bates. That panel itself was his idea, or the basic outline of that panel where the villain shows up and is on the window right there. And then I just figured out a way to light it so that it looked even more like sinister and dangerous, even though the villain's like kind of pretending not to be dangerous right at that moment. Let me see what I can do here. I'm gonna take this. Okay. There we go. Basically, you have to be pretty careful about where you put speech balloons and whatnot. There's an invisible line where there's a cutoff to where you can't put any dialogue there, and you don't want to put dialogue there. So I'm gonna have this one be up here, and I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that one still be close. Hopefully the reader doesn't get confused and read one before the other. They'll read the top one first, and then the bottom one second. So that's what we're going for. You want to be super clear about what people are supposed to be reading first, second, third, so that they're never, ever, ever confused about what they're supposed to be reading. And if possible, you want to have it work its way through the art. So personally, I would put this balloon like here, but I'd have to see if it fits within the safe area so that I don't get it cut off in printing. So like I could put it back here, but it wouldn't make sense back there. It's VV talking. So I'd keep it where it is, basically, where it was before. And there we go. We'll continue with that. Dragfang says, "Hey Ken, do you not like manga and anime like Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Dandadan? Do you not like anime?" No, I did a video about that earlier today where I do like Hell's Paradise. I think it's really interesting and unique. JJK, I like season 3 right now so far, just because the animation's really good and it's just kind of more interesting plot wise for me. Dandadan, I just dropped that shit after 3 episodes, dude. I don't think I could go past three episodes because it just didn't feel real. Like the romance didn't feel like it was based on anything solid. It was just like she fell in love with him because his name was the same as her favorite actor, and I was just like, okay, I guess this is what counts for romance these days. And maybe it gets deeper or better as it goes along, but I would have to give it another true shot. I would have to give it another chance. But I haven't even started like Gachi Akuta, which is another one of those like big manga that are coming out. And I remember reading the first chapter of Gachi Akuta when it first came out, and I was just like, okay, if this is the first chapter, then and this is how deep we're going with the conflict, then I'm not super interested in continuing. But I might give it a shot, another shot later on down the line. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Silence Draws, man? How you doing? Appreciate you coming out. Yeah, panels look fire. Appreciate it, man. I am just lettering away, dude. Dale, what's up, Dale? Do you follow ICV2? I feel like that acronym is familiar, but I don't know what that means. Let me see what the ICV2 is. ICV2. Oh, comic sales. The business of geek culture. No. What about ICV2? What's going on with that? I didn't even know about this. All right, so let me go over here. And no, that looks ugly. See, this is one of those things that I could also save time on if I just did it the right way. But I'm just kind of going off of what I can do right now. I'm gonna hit O. These speech balloons just feel like they don't fit necessarily. Like the lettering itself fits, but then the speech balloons don't. I want to draw them almost. What if I did draw them? Let's just see what that would look like. I would draw every single one if it looks better. Delete. Where is that? Where's the thing? Where's the thing that says delete? I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. How do I delete this? I'll just hit cut. Okay. And then I'm gonna draw in one. Ellipse. No, we need balloon pen. Whoop. Okay. Yeah, I prefer how that looks. Sick. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Yeah, I think the regular balloons were suited more to Air Rider, but yeah, this would make more sense to just draw the shit out of these. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like the feeling of that much better. Delete. No, shut up. Delete this. Just gonna cut it. I'm just gonna draw the hell out of it. Fuck. Back that up. Okay. Balloon. Pen. Fuck, where is it? Okay, there it goes. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, fuck these balloons. I'm gonna just destroy them. If I could figure out how to just delete them without any of this other stuff. Okay. Dale says they follow a lot of industry biz. They are having manga week this week. Oh, that's dope. They had an article about the manga market shrinking 2% in Japan 2025. Well, what are they gonna do with it shrinking 2%, dude? No, I think they're always like the manga market's always in flux, just like the comic market. There was a point at which they were saying like manga is dying because of the market share is going down, but fall. But it was just fine. In the end, it was just fine. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead. No, fuck you. Okay. There we go. Nope. And do the balloon. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. I like that. I want to hit. No. Literally, how do I delete this? I'm gonna hit save. There we go. And I just don't see an easy way to delete it. I just have to cut. On my computer, I would just be able to delete it easily, but here I just kind of have to do this. So I'm gonna do a little. There we go. Yeah, I prefer this being like I'm gonna do something with this instead of it being like a basic balloon like this, I'm gonna do like a different type of sound effect for that. I might just do it here just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna hide that, and then what I'm going to do is take this layer and put it up here. And then I'm going to do some balloon letters. Everyone loves balloon letters. So we're going to do something like this. And it's been a minute since I've done balloon letters. Because I just saw a Baki panel where the lettering was like really extreme, but it was just what's the word? Transparent, like this. That way you could see through what is on screen, and yeah, you could still get the same effect. So that's not the best. So what I'm going to do is, since I have a basic idea of what I want, I'm going to redo it, but better. Thing is, I don't want it to be super intrusive on the art. Okay. I think we got a good... Oh, you know what? I could use the calligraphy pen on this. That did not make things better. No, I don't like that. And really, I should not be noodling this much for a fucking like panel that people will see for 2 seconds anyway. But sometimes I'll just take the chance where I get it. And on stream, it feels like time is irrelevant anyway. So I'm going to create these basically as assets, and then I'm going to give it kind of a rough feeling. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's actually better if it doesn't look perfect. And we just want to sell that feeling of chaos. And this boom sound effect looks lame. We should make it... I think I want to draw that in as well. I want to hide it. I'm gonna hit save. do. Because I'm going to hit. Where's red? Okay. Ooh, don't want to draw on that layer. I'm going to hit question mark. And then this one will be boom. I'm going to do this one with the calligraphy. Oh, hell no. That didn't work. Now what I want to do is it might look a little confusing. So I'm going to put it in a folder and then put the folder, put a border around that. That looks a little bit better. Let's see. Master Panda says, so true. Noodling around on a panel that people will look at for 2 seconds. That's how you're an artistic. That's how you know you're an artistic or authentic artist with authentic artist brain. Yeah, man. That's, I mean, that's just how it goes, man. I can't stop myself. The only time I would really stop myself, it was like back in the Qbert school where I had no other choice but to turn in an assignment. I'll be like, fuck, I want to really keep going ham on this, but I got to turn this shit in or else I'm cooked. So that would be the only thing that could stop me from completely like hammering a panel in and going all out on it. It would be like deadlines. This has a deadline, but at the same time, it's not 100% right now. So I can sort of still take some time on it without what's the word? I could still take some time on it without like going overboard. But here's what I want to do. I want to shift this, make it smaller. And I want to make sure that boom sound effect looks convincing enough. So I'm going to erase some of it and thicken some of that line. So I want the O to look more O-y. Oh, my bad, y'all. I want that O to look more O-y. And we got a good looking O. And then I want that M to look more M-y. That way. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. So that looks a little stronger. Oh, like a lot stronger than the boom sound effect that was there. That was just a placeholder for the word I knew that needed to be there. But now this is kind of in the way of Chelsea's face. I don't like how it's cutting off her nose there. So I might just shift it to the side a little and make it smaller. So I'm going to take this layer, hit that scale rotation. Ooh, that's perfect. Okay. So it's in the perfect spot where that stuff needs to go now. And people only read this for 2 seconds, but they'll know what's going on. And so there needs to be a vroom sound effect down here that shows her car is actually working. It worked for 2 seconds before it all fucked up. So yeah. Let me see what DragBang is up to in the comments. Hey Ken, is there any advice you can give me about drawing and how to improve as I continue to draw? I don't know what your level is, man. Let me read the other stuff. Also, Danadan didn't fall in Momo didn't fall in love with Okaroon because of his name. She was absolutely stunned by him having the name of her favorite actor. Oh, okay. Um, oh, and what are your thoughts on people who just judge anime and manga based on if its animation is flashy, not being in their words generic slop, and it not being in their words generic slop, and it's mainstream, not how the story chooses. I'm not sure how to answer that. That's not even a the way you phrase that question. I'm not quite sure how to answer it. To write and utilize the trope rather than complaining about a trope and being similar to other anime. What are your thoughts on people who just judge anime and manga based on it if its animation is flashy, it not being in their words generic slop and mainstream, not how the story chooses to write and utilize the trope rather than complaining about a trope and being similar to other anime? I'm not even sure how to answer that because the way it's phrased, it's confusing. Um, but about like how to draw, um, about drawing and how to improve as you continue to draw. If you draw every day, you will improve. But then if you take breaks every once in a while, you'll also improve. And if you find tutorials that teach you exactly how to draw what you're aiming to draw, then that is much more useful than trying to just draw the same thing over and over again. What you want to do is, if you really want to improve, go through a tutorial and draw what you see, and then after the tutorial, draw the same thing without looking at anything. So in order to figure out the muscles that go underneath the arm, like the armpit, those are like the most confusing set of muscles for me to draw in the human body. Like this whole thing here is just a fuster cluck of muscles that I'm just always confused about how to draw. So I spent a whole day just drawing that area. So I looked at a tutorial of, okay, where does this muscle fit into this muscle and that muscle go into that, and how do they all click together? And then after doing that, to seal that idea in my mind and my memory, I just kept drawing it over and over again from memory without looking at the picture. And then afterwards, I would compare with the image, like with the actual way that it's drawn, so that I could figure out, like, okay, where did I get it right and where did I get it wrong? So looking at real life also helps with a lot of drawing, because if you're just observing and drawing from manga, you're just going to be able to draw manga things. But if you're observing and drawing from real life, all your manga stuff or your cartooning will be that much stronger because it's based on real life. It's based on something real. So using real life to help you draw and observing, like developing your observation hockey, is going to be like the main thing that'll help you improve faster. Like just improve your vision skills, like just seeing things and your ability to observe and then draw what you're seeing. Because my ability to see stuff was way stronger when I was younger, but that's because I had time to laser around and look at stuff all day, just look at things. But these days it's like, okay, it's time to actually use that skill. And there comes a point where you can't improve any further by doing more tutorials. The only way you can move forward is by actually doing what you're meant to be doing with the art. If it's character design, do more character designs. If it's comic books, do more comic books. But you're not going to be able to, you're going to cap yourself if all you do is copy tutorials and figure out how to do things from tutorials, like without actually applying the knowledge. The application of the knowledge, while it may look worse than what you're truly capable of, that's only at the beginning, like when you're first getting the skill down. Like I'm still figuring out how to make comics better, but it's a skill like anything else. And the more you actually do the skill of making comics and completing projects, like actually finishing things, the stronger you get at doing that stuff. So it's always a work in progress, man. There we go. Now, how do I want this to look? What? No. I'll take these, move them a little bit closer. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this whole thing. Make it smaller. Okay. Then here's what I want to do. I want to take this, erase it, get that shit out of here. Do I want to add another O? It won't matter. In the long run, nobody will give a damn. So I'm just going to take this. Add that. There we go. And good. So I'm going to increase the thickness of the edge. There we go. Nice. I wonder if I should keep those V's or maybe feel it looks like a W or something. What I'm going to do is erase. There we go. Let's see comments. Oddly enough, I'm massive. Oddly enough, I'm actually pretty decent at drawing hands. But tell me to draw back muscles, lats, and traps. Watch me start sweating nervously. Yeah, man, I can't draw hands for shit. But drawing the muscles, like drawing the broad muscles, I used to just do that all the time for fun. Like, so muscles, like random muscles, are easier for me than doing hands, which is so specific and can look so wrong if you do them wrong. But yeah. Dragfang says, what I'm trying to say is, what do you think about people who trash on an anime that does not stand out in their own opinion or are similar to anime that are already well known? Who trash on an anime that does not stand out in their own opinion? Who trash on an anime? I don't think about those people. I like, everyone has their own opinion. If they feel like trashing on an anime because they don't personally like it, then teach their own, man. Like a lot of I'll watch a lot of opinion pieces or like a lot of shorts on what people think about anime, and I'm just like, I kind of wish I could get out of this mainstream haze where I'm just always watching what's most recent or what's current or what everyone else is talking about. But I'd prefer to just dive into more of what I actually like to see. I might show y'all a little bit of my what do you call it? Morgue file so that you guys can see what I mean. Let me draw a couple more. There we go. Mapping pen? No. Too big. No. Okay. There we go. Whoops. I'm just putting in some rain effects. Actually, I think those are too far out of bounds. So I'm gonna put this one. Take this. Whoops. Put it over here. Where's that thing? Oh. Okay. Okay. Take this one. I don't want it touching her car, but having it right here. Okay, there we go. We just have some basic sound effects. I'm happy with that. Yeah, this is mostly done, so I'm gonna call that page for now. And then I'm gonna pull up the Gooner page and try to get that one going. Let's see. I think I wrote a different line in my script. Well, in my notes, my revision notes, basically. There we go. I'm gonna hit T. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and take the balloon pen. Fuck! Damn it. Okay. This needs to be black. That needs to be white. Sweet. Damn it. That was actually a perfect balloon tail too. Hold on. I'm gonna cut that. Cut. Paste. There we go. Now I don't have to redraw that shit. because that was good the first time. All right. Let me make sure the stuff is still showing. That's good. Yeah, everything after the opening dialogue has been way easier to write than whatever was in the beginning. Like, I'm trying to establish character in the beginning, and the lines are more important then, and it's like, fuck, I can't really I have to convey enough information without overloading the panel with speech balloons. And sometimes it's just necessary, like it just needs speech balloons. And I'm trying to cut down on that. So that's a little trying. I don't want to lose the reader's patience. Fuck. Let's go to this. This don't look right. I wanna hit a T. If I put a W, would that look right? If I did italics. And here's what I want to do. I want to delete that. Cut. And we'll make it into just a drawn balloon. There we go. And I want to put a sound effect for this. Just a jingle sound effect. That's our keys there. I'm gonna put a couple of jingle sound effects. Nope. Jingle. Hit A. Oh yeah, I don't need to make a new layer for that. But whatever, man. There we go. Jing. Okay. Make sure everything's still working. We're good. I wonder what I should talk about now. Because I just talk about like random stuff. I wonder if I should talk more about like dating and whatnot. Because that is like an important thing to me. At least for this portion of my life. But I don't know. It's like something. It feels like you have to ease into that conversation. You can't just like jump right into it. I'm thinking. I got a lot of moves that I'm trying to make right now, like on the back end, to try to finish Saintly as fast as humanly possible, or to get this graphic novel done as fast as I can. But I don't feel like I can say anything about it until it's really done, like until it's really out there. I don't know how to describe it. Like until I actually have done it already. Let me see. How can we spice this up? No. There we go. I'm just gonna put a couple of those. Yeah. I wonder if I should put the like these. Would that look better? It wouldn't just feel like it's floating there if I did that. So I think that would be better. This one I'll just put that. I'll put this here. Just know that I want to do more like conventions in the future. Like I want to go to different conventions and check out their scenes, like just actually sell at conventions. Like Air Rider sells at conventions. And can you guess who my biggest audience for Air Rider is? I don't know if I've mentioned this before on my channel, but it is definitely Hispanics. Who knew? So yeah, they show the most love for Air Rider whenever I pull it out. They're just like, oh, cool. And they're like that's the huge majority of people that come up and buy Air Rider whenever I put it up at a convention. And I'm pretty sure they'll love Saintly even more. So I can't wait to start putting that out at different shows and seeing people's response to it, and maybe going to more horror-based shows and trying to get Saintly in those spaces, because since Saintly is a horror type webcomic, since it falls into that genre, then it's like, okay, that's like an instant into different shows based on horror. So I'm just like, all right, cool, I'm gonna try to do that and focus more on getting it out there. The thing is, like, this is a comic that is basically under a contract, like where I'm making it for somebody who believed in me enough to invest in it. And I'm wondering, like, could I have done the same thing if I was just doing it by myself? Like, if I was just like, oh, I'm gonna make Saintly into this mega comic and start it instead of Air Rider, I don't think I would have done it. Like, I would not have seen its viability, and I would not have jumped on it like she did. Like, she was just like, oh, I can see this is gonna make some money, let's develop this into a bigger property. And I was just like, what? For me, I was just like, but Air Rider. And she was just like, I understand, but no. So so we just went with this, and Saintly was my idea for, like, okay, once Air Rider is done, I'll start on Saintly and do that, or I'll do this after Air Rider is done, or I might do a smaller version of it. But she was just like, nope, go all in on this, make it into a graphic novel. And I was just like, really? I mean, I guess I didn't really see the potential, like the huge potential in it until she started investing in it, and she was just like, yeah, this is going to be good if you do it right. So I'm just like, all right, well, let me just do it right then. And that's what I'm working on. So let me see what's up, what y'all are saying in the comments. Kingslayer, what's up? I don't think I've seen you in the comments before. Is it worth it to have amazing art composition, etc., but update once every blue moon, or have mediocre bad art but upload more frequently? Good or interesting storyline? Second, it's the latter for sure. Like, amazing art is really subjective, and people do appreciate looking at amazing art right away. Like, they're just like, oh wow, this is amazing. But then the thing is like if you're building a fan base, if you're trying to build a fan base on your own work, on your own project, then if it takes years and years for the next issue to come out, the next issue to come out, like you're doing comics, which is story based. You're doing a storytelling medium, and if all they have to look forward to is good art, then they'll be interested in good art, but they probably won't be excited for good art as much as a good story is exciting. And if you can pull that off on a regular basis, good story with okay to even mediocre art, then people will be much more ready to give you money or to invest in your comic book because you are producing on a more consistent basis that that people can count on you and trust you to keep coming back over and over again and being like, okay, here's what he's able to produce. He's able to come out with this quality, even if it's not the best. It's something that he can do consistently and keep coming back over and over. So like it's the same with my YouTube videos. They might not be the best quality, but because I'm coming back every day and like every single day, my audience keeps growing because they know and they trust. I've done it like maybe 200 days in a row, or maybe 100 and something days, 150 of videos where people know I'm just gonna show up the next day, even if it's at midnight the next day. Like they'll know that I keep coming back and they can trust that I'll be there, and even respond to comments. So it's all about building trust when you're doing comics. And if you're the way I see it done, where a comic has really high quality art and comes out every once in a blue moon, people will still pay for that. If you're an indie comic artist where you're doing indie comics and maybe let's say you're a solo creator but you have really good quality art, then people will be willing to wait, and it'll just be more of a luxury item. Like you fall into a different category than let's say a cartoonist or a webcomic artist. Like a webcomic artist who does something story based like Saintly, like what I have here, is expected to do like maybe a page or two per week, like post a page or two per week, or post 3 pages per week maximum. And people can develop, you can develop a fan base off of consistently showing up on your website 3 days a week. But if you're, let's say, a cartoonist where you're doing cartoons, like little cartoons where like it's like Peanuts or the Boondocks or something like that, then that's more like a comic strip where you are meant to show up 5 days a week or even daily, where you have a comic that you're posting every single day, like the Racist Elf comic, which is one of the funniest little comics that I see online every once in a while. It's like this elf that's just, let me see, where is it at? Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's just a stupid elf that hates humans and thinks the elves are the best thing in the world. And he shows up every single day and posts his comic. And he's able to build a fan base and build a lot of material just based on this. And if he has a Patreon, like if he keeps continuing to do this and make people laugh for years and years, then that's all that's required. That's all that's necessary. You just keep doing this idea until he runs it into the ground, if he wants to do that. And then try other ideas. Like he's basically building a fan base. He figured out this is his IP. Like he figured out the correct combination of ideas and memes and stuff to put into one form, like one, what's the word, vehicle. And now he's got like a hit comic on his hands. He had other comics before, but this is the one that actually clicked with an audience. So it's the same with me and Air Rider. Like I wanted Air Rider to be big, but people don't seem as excited for that as they are for Saintly, and that's probably because of the big booty Latinas. but you know, like it just is what it is, man. Like you just keep trying until you see something that, or you do something that actually clicks with an audience. And it doesn't have to be the best looking thing or whatever. um I'm probably gonna have to downsize or not make the art as intensive for the following issues of Saintly, just so that it can be put out faster and I don't have to worry about speed so much. Nick Stream, where can I send fan art? You can send it to my email. My email, I'm gonna post it in the comment. My email is this is my main email. It's where you can send like business inquiries and any fan art, because this is where I'll definitely see it. If it's on my other emails, then it'll be harder for me to see, but this is the one that I always check. So you can send fan art here, and I'll definitely post it on the channel. Okay, so yeah, it's in the link down there. I'll definitely post it on the channel so that others can see. And I really love getting any type of fan art. It's always a treat to see what you guys cook up. Actually, Kova Comics did a fan art of Vivi one day, and that was really dope. Really dope to see. Like, he just did it during an interview we had. So we were talking, and he just was drawing that at the same time. So it was dope. But yeah, that's my email. You can use that in the link in the what do you call it? In the comments there. Master Panda says, I wouldn't be surprised if you maintain the types of readers who bought Air Rider while also adding a young female audience on top of that with Saintly. To be honest, I think it has mass appeal. I can't even see that, man. That's the thing. Like, I am so used to the numbers that Air Rider got that I just can't really exactly see the same thing for Saintly. I'm just like, yeah, it looks okay. I think people might like it more. People like I think the main character's design. Like, they like Vivi's design here. And I was just trying to come up with something that looked kind of cool and cute at the same time. And then her friend was a lot harder to come up with, because I was just like, what is her like defining trait that would make her stand out from just a bunch of other redheads? So I didn't make her hair like super voluptuous. I made it like just like wavy enough, and then I just gave her a really long smile. That's the main thing that I focused on with her. I was just like, give her a long smile, give her a choker, give her make her wear this black thing with shoulders. I don't even know what to call that, man. And where I got it from was this cover of Shoujo Beat, which I have under my computer at all times. And let me make sure y'all can see it. I just got it from what Nana is wearing here. I was just like, oh, that's cool. The shoulders don't quite, like, it's kind of, there's a cut in them. So I just got it from that. I was just like, all right, cool. Let me do that for Chelsea. And boom, character design, dude. So I didn't really, like, it was hard to figure out her outfit, because I tried to do like a Ren Fair type deal for her fit, but it was just too, it didn't fit her character, like who she was. So then I tried to go something a little bit more sleek. I don't even know why she has these, hold on. There we go. I don't even know why she has these like 5 circles on her shirt. I just decided not to make them like skin. I made it like it's the design of the shirt, but it's just there. I guess it will have some type of significance, but yeah, that's just her her design, like her outfit for the movie, but her design overall. So I'm just gonna have them wear like a variation on the same design every chapter or whatever. Like, they'll change outfits because like girls change outfits, you know. Like in anime, you know, that doesn't usually happen, but I want to make them change outfits like Scott Pilgrim characters, like where they wear what is their style, and you can tell like the characters apart by what they wear style. So Chelsea would still be wearing like skirts and like a long sleeve top, and then Vivi would still be wearing like a jacket, but it would be off the shoulder, um, and it would still be like, you know, her style. Um, but yeah, that's just basically it. I came up with these guys back before the Cubert School. Then I developed the story in the Cubert School, and then when I was hired to develop the whole story for eventual like publication, I developed it out all the way. Like, um, I got a full outline for this first graphic novel, and it's gonna be more like a movie. Like, this graphic novel will be like a movie, and then it'll be uh if I were to continue afterward, it would be like Saintly the series or something like that. You know how Lilo and Stitch had a movie, and then afterward they had a hold on. And afterward they had a series. It was like Lilo and Stitch the movie, but then after that it was like uh but then afterwards it was like, okay, this is Lilo and Stitch the TV series. That's what Saintly would be like if it was popular enough to continue past that. And I think I would continue it past that for as long as I could, as long as it like makes sales, because that's the only thing that really matters when you're making comics. Unfortunately, like if you're trying to make it into a living, into something you can make money off of, the only thing that really matters is sales. So with my partner in this, who's funding me to do this, I'm just gonna try to make us as much money as possible in creating a good story for Saintly. So I already know the story is top tier, and I just can't wait to get past chapter 1 where everything starts, and get to the next. Like, that is the one thing that excites me the most. I'm just like, damn, want to get to I really want to get to chapter 12. I want to get to the end. But the thing that you do with comics is you make it so that you have something exciting to do in every single chapter. Like, every single page is something new and exciting. Every single panel is something new and exciting that you want to draw, that you can't wait to draw. It has to be every single image that you're creating that you're just like, man, I can't wait to draw that. Man, I can't wait to draw that. Man, I can't wait to draw that every single time. Because if you're waiting for this magical scene in your head that comes way, way, way later on, then you're gonna be waiting forever, and you're gonna be disappointed and sad until you get to the point where you can draw that scene. Because you're just waiting for this time that is gonna take a long journey to get to. So you have to make it so that every single part of the process is fun to draw, or fun to draw and fun to put out there, because it's going to be a long time before you get to the real fun stuff, or the exciting climax that you have in mind. And some people can't wait. Like, some people just don't have the ability to either create comics or to wait for those moments, so they just do little character things on social media where it's like, okay, well, now you told me that these characters kiss, and there's no looking forward to it in the comic story because you already showed it on social media. So even if we see it in the comic, there's no surprise, there's no anticipation for it, because we already know what's gonna happen. And that's the I guess you could call it the double. I don't even know what to call it, but it's like that's the problem with having like OCs and stuff like that, where uh you have them doing stuff, and if you're not intending to make a comic, then you basically are just telling the whole story of the characters on social media and whatnot. So that's how it goes. That's how it be sometimes. All right. I wonder if I should now leave their footsteps. I'll do it for this one though. Should I put an A? I guess I will. Move that back. Hit A. And I'll do Spalls. Damn it. All right. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. Good. Fuck. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Then I'm gonna hit that A right here. All right. And then what I want to do is erase a little bit. I want to move this. Damn it. Fuck it. I need it to be different anyway. I'm going to hit T. I'm going to hyphen that. And I'm going to hit bold. There we go. Make it a little bit smaller. Nope. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead. There we go. Sick. Cool. Save. I should have been saving more, because you never know when some bullshit is gonna happen, and then you're cooked. So I'm gonna hit open. No, look at that. All right, I'm gonna go to Dropbox. Nightly. No. Okay, this is where we are. Maybe I should do this page. Maybe I should do that page. Maybe I should do this page. Maybe I should do that. This one would be easy. Anyway, let me check the comments. Venture Lord, hey, what's up, man? Let's see. I feel that should have been obvious to me, but I never really realized it before. It just changed my whole outlook on how to publish art on social media, not gonna lie. Oh, I hope so. Don't post spoilers on main, but characterization art is the spoilers. Characterization art isn't that bad, but if you're spoiling major moments of, like, Vivi and Chelsea have like a major moment in the latter half of this graphic novel that if I were to just post it on social media, it'd be like, well, fuck, like what do I have to look forward to in the course of the story? It'd be almost like if they posted Sage Mode Naruto at the beginning of the series, like on social media, on Twitter, and people were like, what is this? Why is Naruto yellow? Like, doesn't he have like red fox chakra like at the beginning of the series? That would be ridiculous. So yeah, I can't. There's a lot of stuff that I can say about the characters, but it wouldn't really matter until I actually get to that point in the story. And then there's some things that are just downright spoilers that it would be insane to just say that. He says that feels. Let me see. Don't spoil the character, but characterization art is the spoilers that feels really important. And you're right. Most mangaka don't post art like that unless it's directly from their comic or covers. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just hammering on that point before I even read that part. But yeah, they'll just post fucking, you know, art from the series, cool art from the series, but they won't post anything too in depth. They'll just be, be smart about it. There's this artist named Mina Sundberg, who on YouTube. Let me see if they're still on YouTube. They might not have posted any videos recently, but she had this video where she was talking about how posting on there we go. Posting on social media, your story, like posting your comic on social media, is like letting out the steam of your story. Like if you have all this pressure, like if you have all this pressure in like a pressure cooker or in like a steam cooker or whatever, I don't know how she phrased it, but if you have all this pressure, that pressure is used as energy and fuel to help you push to make the story and get to those parts in the story so that you can be excited to put that out there. But if you are creating a what's the word if you're creating a comic and you're just posting art of the characters like kissing or characters doing spoiler heavy stuff on social media, then you're letting out that pressure, you're letting out that steam that keeps you wanting to make the story for real. So when you're spoiling others on your story, you're spoiling yourself, really, because you lose that impetus, you lose that drive to actually write out an entire story to get to that point in the story where your characters do kiss, or there's some like romance, or there's some climactic moment. And instead of going through the harsh journey of actually drawing out scene by scene, writing it out, making sure the plot mechanics work and all the things fit together to get to that point and make it climactic, make it this big moment in the story, you kind of shortcut all of that and just post the actual moment online, and that takes away that drive in you to actually get there, because your ego or your self it feels fulfilled, like, oh yeah, I accomplished what I meant to accomplish, or I feel like I actually did it, when all you did was do one sketch of the characters. And now, instead of you wanting to make that story moment a place where your readers can get surprised and feel really like invested, or feel really rewarded for their investment in your story, you just gave away all the goods immediately. And now there's nothing to really build up to or work up to, and you just don't even feel like doing the comic anymore, because you already spoiled the readers on your most intimate moments, your most climactic moments, because you didn't have like basically that patience to get to the point of the actual story by drawing it all the way out. So yeah, this was one of the things that, like, it was one of these goddamn vlogs here, man, that showed me the importance of keeping your story to your goddamn self and not posting like spoilers online. So yeah, she was a really major influence. Not only like, I didn't read all of her story, I didn't finish her stories, but just seeing how much she was posting online and on her chapters was motivation enough for me to go all in and go hard on my comics, because she was going so hard on hers. I was just like, yo, how is she pulling off this, like doing so much? And there was one point where she was her art is really fantastic too. There was one point where she was doing a, what do you call it, she was doing 5 pages per week of her comic, and then she had to lower it to 4 pages. And I was just like, dang, why is it lowered to 4 pages? It used to be 5, I swear to God. But that 5th day was being used to make a goddamn video game out of her comic. So she was using the extra day that she gave herself to make a video game out of her comic. And I was just like, this lady is insane, dude. Like, she is dedicated, beyond dedicated. So yeah, there's a lot of great web comics out there, and it's sad because they don't get as much coverage as anime, or as much coverage as webtoons comics get, because webtoons are formulaic and popular in that formula that they do. They webtoons have a specific look to them. Like, dude, I'll just flip through goddamn webtoons and show you exactly what I mean, so that you understand, like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Let me see. Let me go to, here we go. And if I just go to webtoons, this is one of my favorites from a long time ago. It's just saved in my cookies there. Venture Lord says, yeah, really appreciate you bringing up this in discussion. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, man. No problem, man. Yeah, I've never seen a single video about Stand Still, Stay Silent. Crazy underrated comic. Yeah, exactly, man. Let alone any other webcomic. Well, there is a guy online who does webcomic reviews. Hey, what's up, Oebo? What's up, man? But yeah, there is a guy who does cover webcomics. His name is Webcomics Relief. And he's the only one ever to actually review. Fuck off. Get off. I'll stick with limited access. Shut up. He's the only one to ever actually review webcomics. Yeah, exactly. Lamai no 8337 knows exactly what I'm talking about. Webcomic Relief is the only one who reviews webcomics and makes them known to people. Like, there's so many that he was talking about that I just never heard of, because he wasn't he was the only one like talking about them. And I used to love watching his channel back in the day, just because it was like always, he was really funny about the what the hell is X-Men doing on here, dude? About the whatever, like the reviews that he was doing. So look at this. This is all formulaic stuff. This, like, Saintly doesn't fit in any of this stuff. Like, it's not a romance series, but it is a horror. So it would look kind of out of place here, but it wouldn't look 100% out of place. It would look, I'd have to draw it a specific way to really get it. But yeah, webtoons are formulaic in that, like, just look at like the covers of these. This is how they look. Some are, it's literally the same goddamn thing. Reborn to choose my own male lead. His recovery magic worked too well. It's a formula that they're doing, and you see it just in how they're drawn. And then at that point, it's just like, which one covers my fetish the closest, and you just pick that one and you start reading. Let me see. This one has 3 episodes out so far, so I guess it just got a what do you call it? Contains don't proceed to view. Yes. Damn it. Let me just, I can't even, just let me, okay. Yes. Let me just read it, please. Ugh. I have to log in. Don't look at my login. Let me just log in. Yes, sign back in. Okay. So, yes. So it's all very like formulaic and whatnot. And it's drawn by multiple people. So like here we have like huge drama that's occurring, and yeah, just like, oh, she's giving the middle finger. Like, it's just, you know, that's the kinds of things you can expect from a webtoon type thing. Hold on, let me make sure. Is it still presenting? Okay, yeah. Okay. Lamai says, I like this Catbox reviews. Yeah, those were hilarious. Especially the ones called Las Lindas. That was fucking funny as shit, man. Like every single one of those reviews, I would watch those. Lavender Town. Oh yeah. Lavender Town mentioned she has a literary manager for her comic. Is that a viable option for getting yourself published for her comic? I'm not even sure how she managed to get that, but you have to have like 50,000 followers online before you can get yourself a literary manager. Because I had a buddy who was a professional creator, but he didn't have a lot of followers on social media. And so what literary managers look for is that you already have an established following before they even try to represent you. So she really blew up on YouTube. And so she already has an established following on YouTube, so she can get a literary manager. But for me, or for anyone who doesn't have that many followers online, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get that kind of coverage. Like they don't just represent anybody, they only represent people who have an established following. So yeah. Let's see what else. Silent Screams did not fit, but that story started years ago. I'd have to check that out. Silence Draws. Yeah, I stopped reading a lot of webtoons because it lacks genre diversity. I used to read webtoons heavy. Yeah, man. I have a sister who would read webtoons a lot back in the day. Let me see. Silent Screams, because I never heard about that. Silent Screams. Okay. Continue without limitations, man. Okay. Said that one started years ago. Yeah, in 2023, but it didn't continue. I wonder why. Yes, by Glamist. Okay. The utter disrespect. And see, like the thing is with webtoons is like they use a whole bunch of what is it? 3D models. And it's not bad to use 3D models, but I swear to God, I'm probably going to see this exact 3D model in 10,000 other webtoons with very slight changes in the model. Like I learned how to draw backgrounds traditionally, or I learned how to draw perspective traditionally, so I know how it works. And it's fine to use 3D models if you can make it work artistically. Like this person knows how to do it artistically, where these characters fit in the background and they're not just like slapped on there. But it's a time saving measure more than anything else. See, like they know how to light the scene so the background doesn't feel bad. Okay, you say the author rebooted the comic. It used to be on Tapas. Yeah, maybe Webtoons was paying for their creation. But see this 3D model, like it looks flat from this angle. There should be more of a top to it or something like that where you can see more of the top area of it. And I don't think a mansion would just have like just end on the ground there. There would be some like type of trees or something around to make it look less there like that. But drawing the backgrounds all the time can have its drawbacks too. Like it would take a long time, and it might look weird, but at least it'll be part of your style and whatnot. But yeah, this isn't the typical webtoon style, but because my publisher was like, we're gonna publish on webtoons, or we're gonna post it to webtoons at least, I had to color my thing. I couldn't just make it black and white, and I also had to make it a little bit glossy, you know, like give it some gloss, you know, put some highlights in the hair, put a little shine here and there, make it shine, like make it fun to look at, and it'll do well enough on webtoons. So I was just like, okay, cool, yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Silence Draw says, question for you, Ken. As a fellow content creator, I see you post every day. Should I start doing that as well? I usually post like a video once a week. I only did this strategy out of desperation, but also because of I knew if I posted every single day and committed to doing that, I would also get better at creating and get faster at editing by doing it every day. And it's not easy to do that, but it will help you. Like if you're good at talking, it'll help you. If you're not good at talking, it'll help you develop your speaking skills. If you're good at doing thumbnails and titles, then that'll be the thing that'll help you like raise your following. If you're only posting a video per week, then that would require a little bit more editing. Like I used to do a once per week video post, and what I would do is like on Sunday I would record, on like throughout the week I would then edit the video, make sure that it was ready for Thursday when I would post. So I would just do that cycle every week. Sunday record, and then edit the raw footage from Monday to Wednesday until I posted on Thursday. But that was because the longer it takes to make a video, the longer it should look like it took you to make a video. Meaning, like, I can't just post a video once a week of me talking to the camera. I would have to put some sauce in it. I have to put some like editing to it. I have to look at other creators in my field, like in the niche that I'm talking about specifically, so that I can take what they're doing and do it either better or put my own spin on it, so that people will be into the thing that I'm doing. The best thing you can do is look at other creators in your niche and see what they're doing, so that you can do your own version of that or do something better than what they're doing. Because right now I'm just doing a post every day because I can hit the algorithm every day, or at least it's almost like a slot machine. Like I'm banking on this video to do well, or I'm hoping this video will do a whole bunch of views, or I'm hoping this video will do a bunch of views. And if this doesn't do a bunch of views, then I can just come back the next day and see what works then. And basically, there's a few videos in my arsenal, in my like backlog, that have done really well. And making a video every day has shown me like, okay, I can look to the past videos that did well, and when I do slow down and start making more highly edited videos, making better, stronger videos, I can just make a better version of those videos that performed well in the past, and then have them blow up to even higher heights for my channel, because I could just repeat those ideas and do it better the next time. So that's the main advantage of posting every day, is that you get rapid feedback from your audience, like what's working, what's not working, what videos get high engagement, what videos get low engagement, what videos get more views, what doesn't. Like you can test that every single day. Like, what do people want from you? Like, what do people want from your channel specifically? Do you have a unique perspective on something, a unique take, a unique angle on something? And that's what posting a lot helps you do, is so you can get that rapid feedback from your audience, and learn very quickly like what works and what doesn't work. Sorry, there's like a fly flying around me. But yeah, I hope that helps. Hey, Popping Rico, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming to the stream, dude. We got like 15 people in here. I saw 17 at some point, and that was really cool. Like, I was just like, whoa, 17? Wow. I don't usually ever get 17. That's really nice. Science draws. Let's see. I'm gonna start with 3 videos a week, then make my way up. You motivated me. Dope. I'm glad I have. Yeah, I want to see what you come up with. Because it's not hard to actually do the videos once you know a little bit about how to edit, editing software. Like the fact that I have an iPhone is what makes making videos a lot quicker for me, especially because I have an ecosystem with my iPad and my MacBook, that they're all connected, so that it's easier for me to post videos as well, and just, you know, make this process a whole lot faster. Like back in like a couple years ago, I just had my Android, and I was running a whole goddamn business off my Android. It was a Samsung Galaxy S8, and I was able to take professional photos with that 8. I was able to run my Kickstarter campaigns on that phone. I was able to post in a podcast with that phone. I was doing the most with that thing. I pushed it to its limits, and now it deserves a good break in the dirt, man. Like, it has helped me do a lot for developing my comics business, but at some point I just kept running into limitations with it. Like, I just can't do certain things with it that I can with the iPhone. With the S8, I was just running out of battery too quickly, like all the time, and it was getting super hard to plug in, probably because it had like maybe lint or something in some of the like port, like in the port, to where it would just be hard to keep it charged no matter what I was using. And it was just overheating a lot. It was just starting to fail me in a lot of ways. It just didn't have enough storage capacity, so if I wanted to shoot videos on it, I couldn't. I would just have to use my iPad to shoot videos. So I used to use my iPad, what I'm using right now to draw. I used to use my iPad to shoot videos, and now I'm just using my my iPhone. Like, it's capable of doing that at a high quality level. And let me see. Yeah, it's capable of doing that at a high quality level. What the? Yeah, it's capable of doing that at a high quality level, and I don't have to run out of like constantly run out of storage capacity. Anything I record on my iPad instantly goes into like syncs up with my iPhone storage, and it's just a breeze to use because I already have two other Apple products that seamlessly combine with those. So let me go to text. Pulled? No. There we go. There we go. And yeah, so I really do like Android. I prefer it, but I had to get an iPhone, not only for my YouTube channels, but for the hose. They, for some reason, like blue bubbles compared to like green, and they like FaceTiming. So you gotta do what you gotta do, man. So yeah, here we are. Let me see what's up. Silent Shaw says, I'm Team Android. I use DaVinci Resolve. It's pretty dope. I've heard good things about that one. But I agree, videos aren't hard. Just have to crank them out. I feel like my videos are decent. Yeah, I want to check those out. I'm dead. You ain't wrong about that. Yeah, man. I just, I hate it, but at the same time, I can't argue with it, man. It just is what it is. I was about to say the yeah, making bad videos is the precursor to making good videos, man. Like you don't like if you're making videos every single day, you don't none of them have to be good. Like you can make as many shitty videos as you want and you don't even feel bad because it's like, well, I'll just come back and make a better video the next day. And it just has to get 1% better every single day. It doesn't have to make huge strides, just a little bit here and there, and you'll be in a good spot. But yeah. Nick Stream says for the hose. Yep, man, that's just what it is, dude. They said to despise the green bubbles. Yeah, man. I used to get friggin' what do you call it? Matches on apps, and I'll be like, all right, cool, I got a match. And then as soon as I take it from the app to my phone, I get a green bubble, and then I'm like, hey, you want to go out now? It's like no responses after that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And she was just like, why is your thing green? Like, why is your speech green? I'm like, what is that? What does that mean? It's like, and I just didn't know what that meant. And it wasn't until a long time afterward, like that some girl like that asked finally told me like, yeah, we just like the we prefer the blue balloons or the blue bubbles. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. But yeah, there's literally nothing I could do about it, man. My hands are tied. Fuck. Okay. Let me go to there we go. Damn it. Cool. Damn it. Yeah, and you don't even have to be broke, man. Like you, even if you have money, like they see the green bubble, they're like, "Oh, I can't FaceTime him." So yeah, and I would be like, "But I have WhatsApp. Let's just do WhatsApp." And they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good." And you just be like, "Fuck it, just move on to the next." I mean, it's not like it stopped anything. Like it wasn't really a huge deal breaker, but you'd have to like, it's kind of like playing with a handicap. You have to overcome the handicap and keep pushing on past that. Pop Enrico says, yeah, green bubble is kind of a deal breaker. I think we should see other people. Yeah, dude, I hate that shit, man. That's crazy. Popping. That's what they really be doing, man. Yeah, man. That is annoying as shit, man. Sheesh. Dating as a whole is annoying. That's why I can't buy Dandadan, because the whole experience of, I'm like so like, what's the word? Not traumatized, but so like fucking distraught by the actual process of dating that I look at Dandadan and I'm just like, this is just a fantasy, man. Like this is just a fantasy for people who aren't like actually actively dating. Like the whole process of it will make you furious, man. Like it'll be like, this, I'm just trying my best, and like you just get penalized for being yourself. Like you just, it's hard, but it's only hard if you don't have money, really. Like if you have good photos on the apps and you just don't have the money to pay for the full version of the apps. I have good photos on them, but I just don't have the money to pay for the full version. Otherwise I'd be like cleaning out. I'd be doing pretty well, but I just don't have the time or the money to really pursue any of that stuff. So it just falls by the wayside, to be honest. Let me see. But it is what it is, man. We just do what we can with what we got. Okay, I think I'm good with this page. Oh, sick. Hey, what's up, KT? He said, this is my first time here. Yeah, I haven't seen your name before. I'm working on a comic right now, a longish one shot. Do you have any tips or advice? Yeah, I always have tips and advice, man. It depends on like how long the one shot is and if it's for a competition. Like, have you done any comics in the past, and what type of advice are you looking for? Like how to finish it or what you should do? I don't know. I can't really give any like tips or advice unless I know what you're specifically looking for. But let me know, man. I'll just give you whatever I have on mind. I think I'm done with this page. Kate says 64 pages, mostly story structure. Yeah, what specifically about story structure? I'm not sure. Like, I could say anything about story structure, but are you trying to figure out like how to put your story in the right order, like how to make the climax hit? What specifically about story structure? Because that is my main specialty in life. So I know most of what there is to know about story structure, at least like a lot of good information about it. So yeah, whatever questions you have on that. It's a sci-fi about a guy going back in time and helping cavemen fight lizardmen. Hey, that story sounds sick. That's what Science Draw says. About a guy going back in time to help cavemen. Like, I'm trying to boost my second act, particularly with the midpoint. Okay. In what way? Like, what do you mean boost the second act? I'm gonna open up a new file. Open. No. We'll go to Saintly. All working. Maybe that one, but I feel like it'd be a little complicated. My Apple Pencil battery is low. No. All right, here we go. Says it feels a little slow right now. I'm wondering if I should cut some stuff out. It's kind of hard to tell without reading the exact story, but the one of the main things about doing the second act is splitting it into two parts. Like, to make it one long slog is gonna make your story feel slow during the middle act, but the best thing you can do is split that middle act into two smaller acts. That way your overall story will have like four acts, but that middle, it'll solve the problem of that middle act having a slow part in it. So cutting that middle part in half and then giving a climax for the middle part of the second act, and then an even bigger climax on the end of the full second act before we get into the third act will help you find some momentum again for act 2, where if you split it in half, you can be building up to a climax that happens at the midway point of the entire story, and then you can build another climax that happens at the end of act 2. That way you're not just going through the slog of, oh, this is something that happens, they do this and then they do that, and you'll have like a clear defining thing that would happen in the middle of that. That's one of the like main problems that a lot of people run into doing their second act, is trying to think of it as one long thing, where instead it would be better to split it into two halves, so that it's easier to manage and come up with ideas for it. Popping Rico says, no joke, the only comic I even done and finished was an Alien comic based on the song I'm Blue by Ethel65. Had ninjas and everything, or evening. I was like 7 when I made it. Oh, ninjas and everything. Okay, yeah, that's dope. Kate says that's good to know, because I'm coming from a screenwriting background, so I'm still new to comics. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you have a background in screenwriting, then you'll have a good time easing into comics, because it's basically the same thing. If you're writing for it, you just have to divide panels and whatnot. If you have any last questions, I just realized that I'm like way past the 2-hour mark. I usually stop at like an hour and a half, but today I just felt like continuing on. So I'm about to head out, unless you have any final questions, and then if we do, I'll just answer those and then dip out. Is 64 pages okay for a one shot, or is that too long? Yeah, it is too long. It is really long. Because I actually have a friend in Japan right now who's working for a professional manga artist, and He asked the artist, like, and this guy, my friend, he's done like long comics before. He asked the guy, what like how many pages should my one shot be, and he said it should be no more than 10, maybe 15 at the most, so that you can just get a sense for drawing. Like, you don't want to do something super long because it'll take you months and then you'll start to hate the process. If you can get one 10-page comic done and finished, and that you can show to prospective employers, or just show yourself that you can finish something, 10 pages is better to do than a 64-page comic, because a 64-page comic is a really huge commitment. Like, it's a lot of pages. It took me, just between all my jobs and everything that I was doing, it took me a year, almost a year, to get up to this point that I'm at with Saintly. And this whole comic is just 31 pages, man. 31 pages. And throughout all the trials and tribulations of me trying to get this done, I was even getting paid for it. And it took me almost a year just to get up to this point where I'm now lettering it and finished coloring and all that stuff. So that was 31 pages. So if you have 64 pages for an idea for a comic, it's like, good luck, man, because that's 4 issues of comics. And it'll be difficult to get all that done unless you're knocking out a page per day, or doing it in black and white and that kind of thing. So yeah. Next stream, yeah, I can't wait. Let me know, man. But I might dip out before you send it, so I'm going to show it definitely on the next stream, or even in a video coming up. KT, what? And one last one. What's your opinion on my premise? Your premise is strong, man. It really is more of a execution thing rather than the premise, because anyone could come up with a premise, but like, it's gonna be more about your execution and how you execute on that. It's gonna be about the characters, the dynamics between characters, the way you're drawing and bring it all together. Like with comics, there's a whole lot more factors that can make an idea exciting than just the premise itself. So the premise is strong. It's just how you execute it that's going to be the deciding factor. And you can shorten it down if you want to make it more manageable, something that you can knock out in a few pages, and then try to come back to it if you really feel strongly about it. Yeah, I was aiming for Killing Joke format, so I'm thinking of cutting it down to 48. Yeah, if possible, anything that's lower than what you have now, that wouldn't be as much of an investment. It's really impressive, dude. Hope I can get to where you are someday. Appreciate it, man. Timid little screw up. I haven't seen your name before, but appreciate you coming out. Damn, looks good. How long will chapter 1 be? It's gonna be 31 pages. So 31 pages will be all of chapter 1, and then the whole book, the graphic novel of Saintly, will be over 250 pages. So I'll be working on that throughout the year, and hopefully get to near the end by the end of this year, and then start rolling it out next year. So that is the plan for Saintly. And yeah, I'll just be working on that the whole year. But I gotta head out now. I need to use the bathroom and just continue working on some other projects that I got in the pipeline right now. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me today. I'm gonna be back next week, and I'll just continue posting videos daily until I die. So yeah, appreciate y'all watching the stream, and I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Peace.